And there was some excitement last night in the Pacific Northwest on the Pro-Am circuit as the Hype Brothers made their debut at Seattle Pacific. Stephen A. Smith, what'd you think of the performance?
What I want to really say is that, first of all, it was about time. It's nice to know that the brothers listened to me, because I was the one talking about how they needed to play together. They accepted the counseling that I provided.
Yes, you did.
Now they are out on the court again, handling their business. Nick Howard looked pretty good. The comeback kid truly looked like the comeback kid. Seems like he's completely healed from that ACL injury. I like what I saw. I was very impressed. And more importantly, I want to applaud their intellect, listening to the wisdom that I espoused. They deserve a lot of credit.
You just love taking this bow, don't you? And look, I'm not taking any credit away from them, or for you for that matter.
Okay.
But shouldn't we contextualize this a little bit? It was a very impressive performance. There's no denying it. But it is one game. And how shall I say this? I think we need to be cautious about overstating the level of competition here.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but at the same time, it's whether or not they're taking the proper steps towards prosperity. Bottom line is they did step one. Now, step two, I'm hearing they're going to show up in the Dyckman League. We're hearing that they're going to show up and perform there. We'll see how they do in that particular situation. But the hype is real because people who have watched them over the years are seeing similarities now to what they saw back then. And that's the most important
believe
point.
the hype?
I'm not saying believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype, but believe the hype.
I'm not saying believe the hype. I'm not saying don't believe the hype. I'm simply saying don't poo-poo anything right now. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
Are you accusing me of poo-pooing?
Possibly, quite possibly.
I may have
you are
poo-pooed a little
negative,
bit.
Max. You are negative,
I may have
Max.
poo-pooed a little bit.
Maybe.
The sun shines brightly over the high court of Uptown Hoop Dreams, precariously divided between Washington Heights and Inwood. Between the whistles and beneath the project towers is where a young Lou Alcindor changed from a boy to the prototypical big man, perfecting the skyhook and agility unprecedented. Part and parcel of a history fathoms deep, where 3,000 highlight-hungry fanatics crowd the fence weekly to bear witness to the greatness of guards like Eric Opio, a.k.a. El Presidente, disrupting any and all defenses. J.R. Smith and Kemba Walker, perfecting their seasonal alley-oops and step-backs. Dominican Power, raining long-range crossover dreams on Uptown's friendliest rims. Young men with names like Too Hard to Guard, formerly known as Idris de Leon, before his handle made him the stuff of legend. New York City's Black Top Kingdom. Many would say this is the most entertaining outdoor ball in the city. Between the lines and in the paint, and with a style and grace that can only be found uptown. We are New York City basketball at its very best. Dyckman.
I'm ready. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Flash, flash, catch. Nice work.
Play of the game. The Drew League, jewel of South Central LA. Since 1973 in the activist dreams of one Mr. Alvin Willis on the corner of Compton and Firestone. a 6-team startup turned invite-only ball players' dream, designed to motivate the community and destined to redefine West Coast Pro-Am basketball. Iconic head-to-head battles with the likes of Harden, Young, DeRozan, and Kobe. Hotbed for countless young high school, street, and college stars just the same. And the word on the street is, no excuse, just produce. Mr. Dino Smiley commissioned a change in '85, and the pros showed up to 120th and Compton by the dozen in 2011, completing the transformation of King Drew Magnet High, from just another school gym to a fully bannered arena for one and all in the heart of Compton. All for the community, all for the game, all for love. The Drew League, Compton.
What's up, fellas? Nice run this summer. Hope you don't mind. Had a few friends stop by. You know, just to make it interesting. Let's hoop. man. Good to see you balling again. You have all the tools. Just keep working hard and play your game. I'll be watching you this year and gunning for you in the NBA draft.
Play of the game. After a summer playing street ball and pro-am games, you head back to school for your junior year. From the first week on, you have a spectacular season. You mounted an incredible comeback that few thought was possible. The reporters, the scouts, and the coaches all see your potential. Not only the potential to play in the NBA, but the potential to be a star in the league. And at the end of the season, there's little doubt about where you're headed next.
Stephen A., it is one thing to come back from a catastrophic knee injury. That's hard enough. But there is a consensus now, and I agree with it. Comeback Kid is better now than he was before. I mean, he has come all the way back and then some.
Well, I appreciate the intellect on your part because it's indisputable, and why make a point that can be disputed. You're very, very wise not to do that, Max Kellerman. I'm very proud of you. But in the end, here's the bottom line. He's exceeded all expectations. He's going about doing the things the right way. He's expanded his skills in the pro-am. Everybody has noticed. That's a very, very big deal. So I'm very happy about that.
It is. So far be it for me to agree with you. But look, there were questions heading in. There were skeptics who had these questions, and I think at this point, it is safe to say that this is NBA ready. You know NBA ready when you see it, you saw it, this is NBA ready.
He's got a mentor in James Harden now, from what I'm hearing. Scouts and general managers in the NBA have been lauding his talents. They say that this kid is real, he's ready, he's legit. So when we look at it from that perspective, the next thing up is the NBA scouting combine. He performs on that level. Obviously, that's a big deal. Now, we'll all be watching. We'll wait to see what happens. But guess what? We wouldn't be able to watch you if you weren't invited. So the fact that you were invited is a big deal, and major props to him for that.
And we will be there. ESPN will be there from Chicago, updating our live ESPN mock drafts. It will be an interesting several days in the Windy City.
Go.
play of the game.
As we have discussed, this is one of the deepest draft classes to come out in what, Stephen A., the last decade or more? And yet, in spite of all that young talent coming out, the story that has dominated the headlines heading into the draft is the story of the comeback kid, of course. And yet, in our final ESPN mock draft, we now have him at 30th in this year's draft. The 30th selection, the last pick in the first round. Stephen A. Smith, what do you think?
I have no idea what anybody's thinking about right now. As far as I'm concerned, this kid is a lottery pick. I'll admit the combine performance was less than stellar. There's no denying that. But it doesn't usurp what he did his junior year. And then you combine that with the adversity that he's faced and everything that he's had to overcome. I say give the kid credit where credit is due. I'm going to repeat myself and be a bit redundant here. I think the kid has heart. I think he's the steal of the draft. And I clearly believe that he is a lottery pick and he should be no less by anybody.
The kid has heart. There's no doubt about it. But now we've seen how he performs against or compared to other NBA caliber talent. And you know what? It gives me no pleasure to say this.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
No.
You look pretty happy saying it.
No, I'm rooting for the kid.
You sure?
Yes.
I hope his mama's watching. I mean, come on.
As Puff said, what do I say, Stephen A.? I tell it like it is. You tell it how it might be. I'm just telling you how it is.
I got you.
Water finds its level. I think we got him right. I hate to say it. I think we got him right.
You know, I'm not going to argue with you about this. I am not going to engage in a back and forth with you with just a little soliloquies on this matter. What I'm going to do instead is let you talk. I hope you keep talking. Keep on talking right now. Because all I'm going to do is say to them, run the tape over and over and over again. And when this kid goes out and proves you out for the blasphemous individual that you are, you're going to have to apologize on national television. And I'm just going to sit there and say, roll the videotape.
It will give me pleasure to apologize if I'm wrong. I'm usually not. But I got tape on you too, my friend. And on that note,
I never asked for the tapes to be erased, unlike some people I know.
Are you ready for this? Because I'm ready.
I'm always ready.
And we're ready for the NBA draft.
I'm always ready.
With the first pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Markelle Fultz.
The draft is over, and your comeback is complete. You faced adversity, you tested your game on the streets, and now you've made it to the NBA. But your rise has just begun. So remember, greatness doesn't come easy, but by choosing your own path, it's always within reach. So, are you ready to be the one?